It is my honor and pleasure to have back with us Suresh Mansharamani ji. Now Suresh ji is a personal friend and a mentor to me, and when I needed to tap networks that I had no access to, I always told him, Suresh ji, I need your help. Suresh ji is one of the most helpful people on this planet, and there is not even an exaggeration if I can tell you that, and he says this about me, but he says it out of kindness, but I'm going to say it out of my sincerest, most deepest thoughts. You are the average of the 5 people you hang around. We've heard this, and
this is my dialogue.
That's your dialogue for me, but I will tell you that if I can have Suresh ji closer to me, the average of the people I hang around goes up tremendously. And Suresh ji and I, we don't spend enough time together, and I invited him to have some rajma chawal with me, but he said no, he's on a diet and lost 10 kilos. So Suresh ji, welcome back, and I am happy to talk about scale today because we were talking about dieting and all sorts of things. But the reason I wanted to talk to you today was about achieving business scale. Now, there's a fundamental problem in the way I think versus how he thinks. Now, Suresh ji always thinks big. Everything has to be in the hundreds of crores, IPOs and things like this. And my own thinking is that I always say, you know, it's better to be the best, not the biggest. When you got into garment exports, and you've told this story to me and others, that you had an IPO that was oversubscribed tremendously. Was that because of your enormous mindset, or was that also just time and chance?
That time I had very good company of people who are high achievers.
Right.
So that inspired me. If they can do it, I can do it. And they found that in me. Sometimes you meet people, you don't realize your own talent, but someone else tells you that you are talented and you can do that.
Maybe it was because you were surrounded by people who were doing grand businesses,
right,
that you felt that maybe this is what you should do, and your mind started rewiring that way. Could it be?
Yeah, and a lot of it goes to my habit of reading books.
Okay.
So I read books of that time, and I had no English speaking, good education, and then I read books of a lot of successful people who made it big from scratch.
Okay, so biographies.
Yeah, so that inspired me that it's achievable, it's doable.
Yeah.
A lot of people have done that already, so it's nothing new. If you have the passion, you have the hard work, everyone can achieve that scale.
I have seen that you're the founder of a networking club, Tajurba. You have very big targets. What is the target now? Because before it was, I think, 1 lakh members?
1 million.
Or 1 million members by?
2023.
To 2023. Okay. Now, to achieve scale like this, because there is no other networking club or organization that has that type of scale. I mean, the largest one right now is BNI. I think because you're in a very relevant space that people want to grow their businesses, and Tajurba becomes probably their primary way of marketing for a lot of people who are actually in Tajurba. You would have to go international pretty quickly for this to happen.
No, my primary focus is India, because there are around good 6.5 crore SMEs in India. It's a huge market, untapped.
Yeah.
And they need a lot of support, they need a lot of training, they need a lot of knowledge, as well as business. So I'm going to combine that both things, Tajurba and business. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I think that it helps that the government policy in the last few years has been favoring business a lot more, small business a lot more.
MSMEs.
Yeah, a lot more than it ever had in the past.
Community commerce is way to go. And I've seen that happening. I was invited as a speaker at G2 conference at Shangri-La last month.
Right.
And I saw the crores worth of business is being done between Jain community.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they are international. So that inspired me to focus on community commerce. That okay, we are not one religion based or caste based, but we are SMEs.
Yes.
And everybody connected with Tajurba will do business with each other. No one looks outside for business.
Now in Tajurba, do you have an intranet, or do you have some type of like internal LinkedIn system?
Yeah, we have a Tajurba Connect app.
Okay. And it connects all the members that are on?
Connects. You can see the profile, approach each other.
Okay. I haven't had a chance, this is the first time I'm hearing about it, I haven't had a chance to look at it, but does it work as well as LinkedIn?
It's just evolving, it's just being launched.
Okay.
iOS is going to happen in a day or two. Android is already there.
Okay.
And then there are a lot of bugs to be sorted out. But the way we are looking at it is kind of Alibaba of the world.
That's it.
But it's Tajurba. So we bring everyone into the community. So 3 layers of people. They are free members,
Yes.
they are gold members, they are elite members.
Okay.
So whatever business comes in, it goes to like technology enables that someone needs a coach like you
Yes.
in Bangalore. And a flash of the second, you get the notification that someone is looking for this because you are an elite member or you are a gold member.
Okay.
And those free members also get that, but first people who have paid for the membership. So
Excellent.
we're doing a lot of things there, enabling technology to help people network and grow their business.
Let's talk about both schools of thoughts again. Thinking big versus thinking, you don't have to be big, but you have to be great. I know there's merit in both. And I think it's always more interesting to see why people think it on the other side. Now, your personality profiling, when I last checked on the disc profiling, your disc profiling was a very high D and a very high I. Rather, your I was very high, your influence quotient, which always makes you think about the external world and a lot of people and what would people think of me and how I can affect people and just about relationships and people. Whereas I'm a very high C. I'm supposed to be a conscientious person, taking care of quality, making sure everything is perfect. I think that also has a lot to play with it. But let's say if I wanted to shift and said, you know what, I don't want to miss out on this thing. Maybe there is a lot of things to think big about. What could I do to be more like you?
I'd like to correct you here, Gulraj. It's a marriage of both.
Okay.
You have to be great to be the big.
Oh yes.
You cannot be big without being great and master of your craft.
That is true.
So one thing is you have to achieve greatness. You have to be the best in your service or product, whatever you are providing.
Yes.
You are solving problems for a lot of people. And at the same time, you think scale also.
Yes.
So the combination of both creates magic.
That's
It's
true.
not one alone.
Yeah, that's true. Because if you get big without having that conscientious seed,
it's very short term. If you always think scale like I think,
yes,
and I tell people there's no guarantee that if you think big will happen.
Yeah.
But if you think small,
big will not
guarantee big will not happen.
that's what I say.
Yeah, so
That's the type of
thinking
thing.
has to be always scale and big, and these are very exciting times.
Yeah.
Unicorn status can be achieved in 3 to 5 years' time, which was never possible before.
Never.
Even getting a business established was one generation.
Yes.
So today, young entrepreneurs, with the help of technology, they can scale up in 3 to 5 years, achieve billion-dollar valuations.
Yes.
That's possible in these times, and everyone must take advantage of this.
Sureshji, thank you for your 4 tips of advices. I'm going to sum them up because we just talked randomly about them. But firstly, hang around the right type of people. Secondly, read books, biographies, because you can't find everybody to hang around. Third, you have to be quality first and then you can grow. And fourthly, realize that you have to think big and then you can be big, but by thinking small, you can never be big. And that's very, very valuable thoughts. Thanks for your insight. And we hope to see you back very quickly with more thoughts on this. Thank you, Sureshji, for coming. Thank you.
Pleasure.
How long were you growing up in a refugee camp?
That was 3 years.
Okay.
Then
So
we moved to Lucknow,
okay.
and then we came to Delhi in 1970.
So first 3 years of your life have been in a refugee
Those
camp.
were so horrible
Achha.
that sometimes those memories still haunt me.
Do you remember? Because I remember as far back as 2.5. Do you remember those years?
Some of that because of that unhygienic toilets. Those I remember.
Okay.
Those were damn dirty.
We were laughing a few minutes ago about heated toilet seats. So
Yeah.
imagine, look at that.
Yes, I was pleasantly surprised when I used this washroom. And the winters is always a challenge to go sit in the cold seat. And I was loving the hot seat. It was so comfortable.
It is.